Hi everyone, welcome to Learn with Preeti Bedi. In today's video, we are going to learn some common English idioms. If you want to sound like native speakers, you must learn and start using these common English idioms. Also, if you want to score a higher band in IELTS, you must use these idioms naturally in your conversation. So let's get into the video quickly. We will have a look at a few idioms with their meanings and few example sentences. Remember one thing, it is really important to understand the meaning of the idioms and how to use them in a sentence, because just by looking at the idiom, you cannot make out what it actually means. So watch the video carefully, stay with me right till the end to understand each and every idiom that I'm going to share in this video. And before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and also press the bell icon button so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Let's get started. So the first idiom is piece of cake. It means an easy task or something that is really easy. Let's have a look at the example sentence. Scoring a band 9 in IELTS reading wasn't a piece of cake for me. I worked really hard for this. Second sentence is English is my native language, so scoring a band 9 in IELTS speaking was a piece of cake for me. So you see, piece of cake doesn't mean to just grab a piece of cake and eat it. So you must understand the meaning of each idiom. The next idiom is rule of thumb, which means a principle or a rule that should be strictly followed. And here are the example sentences. As a rule of thumb, all my family members put away their mobile phones while having dinner together. As a rule of thumb, we need to keep ourselves on mute during online classes. Moon, do you see the moon? Okay, the next idiom is over the moon, which means to be extremely happy or pleased. Let's have a look at the example sentences. I was over the moon when he proposed me to marry him. When I saw my IELTS score, I was over the moon as I scored a band 8. The next one also has the word moon in it, and the idiom is once in a blue moon, which means something that happens rarely. The example sentence is, though we are friends, but we meet once in a blue moon. My dad works in the other town, so he visits us once in a blue moon. The next idiom is an arm and a leg. And no, it doesn't mean to fight with someone. Okay, it means something that is really expensive. Let's have a look at the examples. It cost me an arm and a leg to go on a vacation to Australia. I'm thinking of buying a new house, but it would cost me an arm and a leg. The next idiom is cut to the chase, which means to leave out all unnecessary details and come to the point or get to the point. And the example sentence is, come on, cut to the chase. We don't have all day for this discussion. I'll cut to the chase and tell you the main point. The project deadline is tomorrow. Idiom number 7 is easier said than done, which means something that looks easy but is actually difficult to accomplish. And here are the example sentences. He can't quit smoking, he's addicted to it, so it's easier said than done. Everybody tells me not to worry, but that's easier said than done. This is one idiom that I used in my IELTS speaking exam, and it is fixed in their own ways, which means somebody who is unwilling to change. And the example sentence is, my father doesn't want to use a smartphone. He is quite fixed in his own ways. The next idiom is to be on cloud 9, which means to be extremely happy, joyful or delighted. The example is, my brother is blessed with a baby girl and he is on cloud 9. Her grandmother was on cloud 9 to see her after a long time. The next one is under the weather, which means feeling unwell or feeling ill. The example is, I was under the weather for last few days, so I didn't go to work. Now we are already halfway to our video and we still have 10 more idioms to go. If you're still with me, write an example sentence for this idiom, under the weather, and I would love to read your comments. Let's move on to the next idiom. The next one is practice makes perfect, which means to continuously do something to improve or to keep practicing to get better at something. And the examples are: let's keep studying for IELTS. Practice makes perfect. I practice writing daily. I believe practice makes perfect, so I'll be a good writer one day. Okay, I'm not going to sleep, but the next one means this. The next idiom is hit the sack, which means go to sleep or go to bed in order to sleep. And the example is, I'm really tired after the exercise, so I'll hit the sack. I better hit the sack, I have to catch an early morning flight. The next one is a blessing in disguise, which means something good that seems bad at first, or a misfortune that unexpectedly turns into a good fortune. Let's understand by having a look at these examples. Losing that job turned out to be a blessing in disguise for him, as it forced him to plunge into business. COVID-19 pandemic proves to be a blessing in disguise, as it helped some people stay home and refocus on significant things of interest in their lives. The next idiom is cut some slack, which means to give additional freedom to someone or give someone a break. Let's look at the examples. The online classes are stressful for children. Let's cut these kids some slack. He was swamped with work, so he couldn't finish the project. Cut him some slack, and I'm sure he will do it by tomorrow. The next one is too good to be true. It is used when you want to say that something cannot be as good as it seems, or too good that you cannot believe that it's actually possible. And here are the examples. The price of this house seems too good to be true. Is there something wrong with it? It's too good to be true that all the celebrations went peacefully. Just stay with me a little longer. We just have 5 more idioms to go. And the next one is, don't judge a book by its cover, which means you cannot judge someone just by looking at their appearance. And here are the example sentences. The man was dressed so simply that I couldn't believe he's the CEO of the company. You really can't judge a book by its cover. The candidate did not look intelligent, but you can't judge a book by its cover. Look, he got hired. Idiom number 17 for today is to make ends meet, which means to make enough money to survive on. And here are the example sentences. After the corona pandemic, it's hard for many households to make ends meet. Some people don't work hard and it's tough for them to make ends meet each month. The next one is bread and butter, which means someone's livelihood. It is often used as a synonym for someone's earnings. Let's have a look at the examples. For some people, it's hard to earn their own bread and butter, which means it's tough for them to earn their livelihood. Although writing is my passion, but it also helps me earn my bread and butter. Idiom number 19 is add insult to injury, which means to act in a way that makes a bad situation worse, or to further hurt someone who is already hurt. Let's have a look at these examples. His family was so sad because of grandma's demise, and to add insult to injury, his grandfather had to be hospitalized. I was already late for work, and to add insult to injury, I was stopped by the police for speeding. Here is the last idiom of the day, miss the boat, which means to lose a chance or to lose an opportunity. Here are the example sentences. I missed the boat as I could not apply for my dream job in time. If you don't practice well before your exams, you'll miss the boat by performing badly. So I'm sure that you will practice and start using these idioms in your daily life so that you sound more like native speakers. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care, stay safe.